Again on, and I don't know if people blind, but here we go with Bill Gates again, predicting another worldwide catastrophe right here. And I'm gonna show you, just like he predict the so-called pandemic right now. Yes, from 5, 6 years ago. This is how they do it. And take a look at the Bill Gates right here. I told you, it's not a real man. And this right here never created Microsoft. It's just a government front. And I already told you, if they would have come out and tell you that it's the devil people basically create that shit, you would never go on it. If they tell you it's the CIA created, you would be scared of it. You understand? But they use these people that gonna come out and act like they was just like you, and they just happens to be smarter than you are, using more of their brain. And then you got a Bill Gates. You better wake your ass up, just like the Facebook character, Mark Zuckerberg, all of them, Steve Jobs. Wow, all of them was created by the government, 100%. They never created shit, just a front. And now they can use them to sell you anything, because they tell you that this is one of the richest men in the world, and the dumb people like to listen to people who so-called have money in this devil earth. Now let's listen to the next prediction from this sodomite they call Bill Gates in the purple sweater. Bam on.
You have a book coming out, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. You think...
And it's a book he got coming out, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. And they've been selling the masses that for too long, and the dumb folks buy it. I already told you, living in a dome, they can't fool the masses. And take a look at this right here with the Facebook post up in there. All fake shit in the background.
That climate change could be a bigger disaster than COVID. Why is that?
Wow, it would be a bigger disaster than COVID. Wow, there you go, people. This is how they're gonna do you right here. Climate change. Come on.
Well, certainly climate change.
Watch his hands, people. Watch his hands. I told you it's not one of you. It's not the regular people, one of these. You better wake your ass up. They're trying to tell you that it was a regular man and it blow up because it's smart. Take a look at it. Watch the hand gesture. It's a fucking devil puppet right here. Watch him. Swallow the spit right there. Pay attention.
Well, certainly climate change.
Watch. Hand up. Swallow your spit, because I don't know what the fucking is in your mouth. Wow, I told you, these are not real people right here on screen.
Well,
Watch the hand. Watch the hand. What is he doing right here? The devil horns? You better wake your ass up and reading from a script. The Bill Gates that you believe in actually reading off a script. You tell me how smart he is. You think people in real life read off a script? And then you tell me the smart man have to do that? Wow, that's dumb shit.
Entire
dumb
ecosystems
people. Look at the hand.
Die off.
Watch him. I told you, people. He's just full of shit on the masses. Not a real fucking man.
Parts of the world, possible to live in. And so the actual economic and death toll from climate change will be much.
Look at his fucking face when he say climate change. The masses just dumb. It's another fake shit they got in place for the masses. And I told you, they're going to have the Armageddon. Don't be surprised when it show up.
Much greater than what we have with this pandemic. It's delayed in time. So
watch him, people. It's delaying time, and watch him. Look what he's doing
much
with
greater
the hand.
Than what we have with this pandemic. It's
You see this right here? Wow, this is for the lightning bolt right there he's doing. And I told you, he's just in a studio right there, the Hollywood studio, fooling the dumb masses.
Delayed in time, so the current effects aren't as severe. There aren't 150,000 deaths in the U.S. this year related to climate change. So this is an acute...
Wow, bam! 150 deaths related to climate change. 150 is for the number 6. And what killed them? What kind of climate change killed those people? They're just lying to the masses for their dumb agenda. And I tell you already, people, all fake shit they give you to cause the uprising. You understand? The uproar, the uprising, the lockdown, everything based on fake shit.
Problem, but with a clear solution.
Clear solution. Go ahead and wipe your eyes and your face. You can't fool everybody. This one right here is a devil puppet. 100%. They're the one who put him on. Just type Bill Gates in your numerology calculator and see what the total is. 33 right on the money. It's not a coincidence.
And you can go back to normal. Whereas climate change, the scale of the changes required can go back to normal. Whereas
hold on.
Problem, but with a clear solution.
Like what?
And you can go back to normal. Whereas climate change, the scale of the changes required takes decades of invention and decades of scaling out. Perhaps some of the
invention and scaling up. So who invented? I told you already, people, the climate change is made up by the devil people. They're just following the script. These people just following the script. And I told you, just like running a relay in track and field, every one of them just run their lap, pass the baton, and move on. This one doing the devil work. I already told you. When you see them front him up and say he created Microsoft, a lot of people sleep. But I know that there's a psyop coming. All of them got to run a psyop. All the devil puppet that they put on, give them high ranking, even in the Forbes magazine. Yes, they got psyops written all over it. They're going to come for you. One day, they're going to show up with a psyop and you go buy it.
Investment and restructuring that various countries do after the pandemic to rebuild their economies can have this as a theme. But, you know, like other important causes, you know, we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this also was predictable.
See,
and
it was predictable, people, because he said that he predict the pandemic. And this right here with the climate change is also predictable. Wow, I told you already, they have the script, people. 100%. This is what they do right here.
the damage
They're
will
going to
be
make him a hero.
very, very large.
And if we don't solve the climate problem, do you believe there will be more pandemics, worse pandemics in the future?
Well, that's not the only thing. You'll have incredible
Wow,
instability.
so you're blaming the so-called pandemic and the climate change? Wow, this is dumb right here, people. Why would you listen to the Bill Gates? They put him on 100% in.
Because your ability to grow food in large parts of the world will be so diminished that you literally have hundreds of millions of migrants.
Watch the
and
hand.
you won't have a thriving global economy because you will.
Why is he talk with his hand, people? Wow, is this sign language he doing with the hand? What is he doing? I told you it's a devil puppet. You see regular people do that? What kind of shit is this?
Degraded the
What's this?
ecosystems. And there is no quick fix to that thing, unlike the magic vaccine that's a
Oh,
mere.
bam! There is no quick fix for the so-called climate change, unlike the quick vaccine or the super vaccine, because this one already tell you have to have a super vaccine to save this world from the pandemic. And of course, he just mentioned it. Of course, he's the one who put out the vaccine, pushing it on the masses. 100% is him. This is a spokesman right here for the damn vaccine. The Anthony Fauci is a spokesman for the damn virus. You understand? Take a look at this criminal right here on screen. The only thing he missing is the arm on the head.
Fix to that thing, unlike the magic vaccine that's a mere.
Magic vaccine. Of course, it's a magic vaccine. Yes, instead of 10 years, it takes 10 months to create it. Magic, okay. Laughing,
year
yeah.
to 2 years at most to come up with.
The world has changed so much since you and Melinda put out your annual letter, and I wonder what.
Melinda is a so-called wife, because you see him fixing the piece of ring on the finger, because they want to convince the masses that he's a married man and he's a regular man like you. You'll never get it. Anything they give him is another dragon. You understand? If they give him a so-called wife, it's a dragon for the fucking public. That's how they do it.
The other issues out there that you worry are being sidelined because we're so focused on fighting COVID. Where are we taking our eye off the ball?
Yeah, just today I was sending out a letter to.
Watch him. He was sending a letter and he reached for the one eye. That's what they do, people. You think it's a joke? All signs and symbols.
Other people have donated to polio eradication
Polio
and talking to them
eradication,
about
they're laughing.
how the distraction, which is understandable, has been a huge setback where we thought we were within a couple of years. And so sadly in Africa, there'll be a lot more deaths just from the impact on the health system.
You see? Watch the hand sign, people. It's a letter C for the number 3. That's how they do it. All of them do it. And you have to mention Africa because I told you already, people. Wow, they go for the most vulnerable. The people that's poor, the poorest, and I told you already, they keep those country poor just for running their agenda. You understand? Just say they could run their agenda on them, they keep them poor. Always gonna show up with a solution to save them. Of course, they're killing them, just like you see they start the AIDS virus over there. Same shit they're gonna do. Start another virus on those people and tell them that, yes, they just caught it. I told you already, these people gonna come and inject you and tell you, oh, we curing something or we giving you the vaccine for something. They're actually putting a virus in your body. Just remember, I tell you, don't take no vaccine from them.
And how that raises death rates for other diseases way
All
more
bullshit.
than the
All
direct
bullshit.
effect of COVID itself.
Yes, because they're scare tactics. That's what they use on the people. The same thing they're using on you right here is what they use on the people overseas in the poor countries. They show up like they're gonna help them because they're weak. And of course, that's who they prey on. The weak is more who they're gonna prey on. You understand me? And of course, they show up with the so-called solution, and it's a poison. Bam.
How extreme do you think inequality could get?
Well, inequality
Inequality.
between countries
Here we go. Here we go. Swallow your spit again, you sodomite.
is quite extreme. You know, the toughest places in Africa are, you know, you have a hard time surviving and getting enough to eat, and your kids.
Did you bring food, Bill Gates? Do you bring food to those people who have shortage of food in Africa? The answer is no. But your bitch ass show up with some vaccine though. Wow, I told you, man. Come on.
In many locations, the majority, their brain never develops. They grow up stunted, and so the human potential is not there, and you're caught in a trap of instability and
The only trap is the one that they set for the masses. Don't be dumb enough to let them catch you. Just like with the COVID-19, if you're stupid enough to so-called feel a so-called symptoms and end up in their hand, they could knock you down. Because I told you already, they want to prove that the virus is real. You're not understanding. Don't be jumpy to go get no test, because that's how they're going to get you.
nutrition. We're down to 5 from 10% to 5% of children dying before the age of 5. Now that'll go back up maybe to 6 or 7%. But give us 3 or 4 years, we'll get back on track with that. If it hasn't ended the kind of
I
generosity.
want to know what the fuck is this guy's about. Mr. Big Bullocks right here. What he's really selling the masses. Just the vaccine and nothing else. You better wake your ass up. Why you see him more than ever now in this fucking pandemic every time he show up with something else? Brainwasher for the dumb people.
And funding of innovation that's been key to that progress.
Not every billionaire is as generous as you, though, despite your urgings. What are some other ways?
Be generous. Reach for something because they know you're full of shit. They're just playing the masses as dumb fools. He's generous. You better wake your ass up. He's not gonna feed the people. I told you, he'd rather poison them. Even if you see them bring something for them to eat, of course it's poison.
You think we could narrow
go ahead and
the
drink your
inequality
water.
gap? You know, how would you feel about a return to a wealth tax that could combat that?
I've got on my website a lot of ideas for collecting more taxes from the rich.
You see, bam! You see? Collect more taxes from the rich. Yes, that gonna help the poor. The people just dumb. You believe that? Did you buy into that? I'm gonna ask you again. Did you ever buy into that? That if the rich people pay more tax, it's gonna trickle down to you. Wow. Let's go back again. Wow.
Could combat that.
I've got on my website a lot of ideas for collecting more taxes from the rich that I don't specifically involve a wealth tax because I think there are challenges with that. But, you know, anyway, we can have a more progressive tax system without killing the wonderful risk-taking entrepreneurialism in this country. You can't have tax systems.
Wow, so it's a tax. Wow. Wow, I told you already, people. This is dumb right here. This is a billionaire, one of the richest men in the world, so-called. That's the rank they give him, of course. And he talking about helping poor people. How the fuck would you have all those so-called billions and they have some people who haven't have a cent? Huh? And you still say you're generous? I don't think so, people. You never see these people in real life show up to help somebody that need it. You understand? You're never gonna see them show up to help the less fortunate. They're only gonna poison you because they show that you're weak and you need something from them. Bam.
That, in my personal opinion, go too far. But we're not at that limit, you know, particularly for capital gains type income. So, yes, governments, if they realize that money isn't free, which, you know, macroeconomic conditions are confusing some people about that, at least temporarily, we will need taxes to make up for the resources because this pandemic.
We're gonna need tax to make up for the resources. Yes. So you're saying that they should tax the rich some more. You never get it, people. It's them that taxing the poor people. The same rich. That's where it goes. When they tax you, it benefit the so-called rich and high and mighty like these characters that they put on you? Or you think they get to pay them for dancing around on you? What
Even
you think?
just within the country, whether it's low-income families, minority families, kids in the inner city, you know, it sadly has exacerbated almost all the inequality in the society. If you're in a suburban school or private school, the online thing is actually not doing all that badly. Whereas if you're a young kid in the inner city, it's not accessible.
I'm not sure what's more terrifying, schools reopening or schools not reopening. I'm in a state where my schools aren't reopening. Should schools reopen right now? And if they don't, is that a year of lost learning for our children?
For kids up through even 8th grade, the data suggests that if you make...
data? They ask you a fucking question. All you have to do is answer it. And I'm listening. All the videos that I do, when it comes down to this question, they're never going to answer it because everybody is in on tricking the people. They're never going to answer. You go on to data. Just answer the question. You believe that school should be open or not? That's it. Yes or no? Yes, what kind of data you go back to? The fake shit?
Our children?
For kids up through even 8th grade, the data suggests that if you make sure that you give the elderly teachers or teachers who live in a multi-generational household and therefore necessarily exposed to elderly people, if you figure out how to, you know, have them work at the remote high school level and bring in younger teachers.
All bullshit, people. Even though he's talking with his mouth and also his hands, you still don't know what the fuck he's trying to say. Of course, pop it
about
on.
Those risks. You know, I do think there's a huge benefit for the younger people. So we ought to be talking
huge
more.
Benefit for younger people. So you want to send home the older teachers so they could stay home, and then you want to work your young people. There you go, people. Because I told you, a lot of people, the older folks, got a lot of money in the government and so-called. They trick them, have them working forever. Now that they're old, they find a way to don't pay them back the money that they so-called save. You never understand. 401k and all those social security, they're not giving it back. That's why they target those nursing homes, killing off the damn people in the name of COVID.
About some age distinctions here. In places with the heavy epidemic, which sadly in the U.S. is a lot of places, high school and college are not going to get organized enough, and the disease transmission rate is much higher as you get up, you know, past say 14 or 15. So, you know, it's everybody's scrambling because this is all being done so much at the last minute, where some people, you know, thought the cases wouldn't be raging at this point and didn't really help.
I told you already, people. You know, like I don't tell you, a lot of people so-called feel symptoms is because you binge watching the news. That's why you have the symptoms. It's a damn case of dumbness. That's all it is. You pick it up on the news. Turn off the news and see what happened. If you so-called have a symptoms of the coronavirus, which is every damn thing. You understand? Everything is a symptom for the same virus. Just turn off the damn news. Stop binge watching that shit. That's why everybody brainwashed in this damn pandemic. I'm gone.